What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, the GOAT, greatest women of all time, former two-time Olympic gold medalist, three-division world champion, the fastest boxer, male or female, to become a three-division world champion in only 10 fights, undisputed in two different weight classes, undisputed at 154, undisputed at 160, and was the champion at 168, the GOAT, Claressa T-Rex Shields. She is on the verge of creating history once again, as she will be making her debut in mixed martial arts June 10th in Atlantic City, New Jersey. This is historic. Claressa Shields is going to headline the card. She's been training with UFC legend John Jones, who is considered to be the greatest UFC fighter in the history of UFC. She's also been training with Holly Holmes. She's also very, very close friends with Chris Cyborg. These are all legends within the sport of the UFC. Claressa Shields in the sport of boxing is 11-0, 2 knockouts, and she's stands at 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. She's 26 years of age. Last time we saw her in the ring was March 5th of 2021 when she defeated Marie Eve Dicaire, and she did that for undisputed at 154. Now Claressa Shields is looking to make her debut in mixed martial arts, and she will do so on June 10th. This is huge, huge news, because she's on the verge. If she can be successful in mixed martial arts, obviously she's going into a different league than the UFC. She's going to the PFL, Professional Fighting League. The UFC is Ultimate Fighting Champions. That is where UFC women's legend Amanda Nunes, that's where she campaigns. That's the fight that everybody will look forward to. That will be a blockbuster showdown. But with that said, Claressa Shields, she has to get her feet wet in the sport of UFC, mixed martial arts, dare I say, before she goes and takes on the likes of Amanda Nunes, okay? So she will be headlining her first MMA card with the PFL. That will be June 10th. That will be in Atlantic City, New Jersey. This is huge news. Obviously, Claressa Shields, she has a huge fight on her hands in the sport of boxing, with the last female to defeat her in the amateurs. That is, represents Olympic gold medalist in herself, Savannah Marshall. Savannah Marshall is from the UK. She's a British boxer. She's a two-time world champion in the sport of boxing. She's 10-0. She's a very, very big woman. She stands at nearly 6 feet tall, and she has like a 72-inch arm reach. So she's very, very big. She has knockout power. She was just in the ring this past Saturday, and she became a world champion for the second time within the sport of boxing for women. She stands at 5'11" and a half. She fights at 160 now at middleweight. She's a world champion there, and she has a lot of power. Okay, so that is the last person to beat Claressa Shields, and that took place in the amateurs. And Claressa Shields, she states that, she shouldn't even got the nod. She feels like she should have won the fight. She should have gotten the nod, but she didn't. Savannah Marshall is Olympic gold medalist. This is going to make for the biggest fight in women's boxing if, Savannah Marshall could stay on track. Claressa Shields, she's fought the best of the best. Savannah Marshall has 10 fights and 8 knockouts, okay? Claressa Shields has 11 fights and 2 knockouts. So Savannah Marshall is seen as a power puncher. Obviously, Savannah Marshall, after her victory this past Saturday, she stated that Claressa Shields needs to grow a pair. She says and sign the contract. She'd rather roll around on the mat and compete in a whole different discipline than fight her. With Claressa Shields, she let Savannah Marshall's promoter know, who is Matchroom CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn. Savannah Marshall fights on DAZN. Claressa Shields let it be known that, if they put up the money necessary, then she'll definitely make that fight happen. But in the meantime, she says that Savannah Marshall has gotten paid about $10,000 to $12,000 for her last fight, and she says she's going to make quadruple that amount to make her debut in the PFL, Professional Fighting League, which is mixed martial arts, okay? And then she said after that, she definitely wants to go back in the boxing ring. She said that she don't mind facing Savannah Marshall. She can make that fight happen. And then after that, by the end of the year, she wants to go back into the MMA because she wants to become a world champion in MMA. And she understands that Amanda Nunes is viewed as the greatest woman combat athlete in the history of all sports, okay? And so Claressa Shields, obviously being the greatest woman of all time, she wants to compete against Amanda Nunes. She wants to compete against the absolute best. And she has the talent and the youth to do so, okay? And she's very adaptive. So she, can adapt to, she's all sports. She is very athletic. And Claressa Shields is very quick, so she has fast hands. So she has to learn the discipline of the MMA. She has to get the experience before she takes on, like I stated, Amanda Nunes. And she's learning from the best. Both women, Holly Holm and Chris Cyborg, they lost to Amanda Nunes. Those are her two close friends who teach her the sport of boxing, the sport of mixed martial arts. But she's also training with John Jones, as I stated, who's a legend and considered the greatest of all time in the UFC, okay, in mixed martial arts history. So Claressa Shields, she said that she's picking up, very well. She's learning the discipline. As long as she can defend the takedowns, as long as she could, defend herself on the mat, stand-up game is not going to be an issue for Claressa Shields, obviously, as she's a professional boxer. And Amanda Nunes is more of a striker than she is, a grappler. But she can grapple if need be, okay? So with that said, Claressa Shields just needs to learn to defend from it. Obviously, if she got in the octagon with Amanda Nunes, the likes of Amanda Nunes, Amanda Nunes is going to look to take Claressa Shields to the canvas and look to submit her because she knows that's her weakness. So Claressa Shields doesn't have to be a master wrestler. She doesn't have to be a master grappler. She just has to know how to be able to defend herself from being submission. She has to understand, her position on the mat. She has to have to be aware of it, and has to understand what her opponent is looking to try to do so she could defend from it. If she can do that, I am fully of the belief that Claressa Shields could be successful in MMA, okay? And I believe that she can compete with Amanda Nunes with time, okay? Now, obviously, time may not be on the side of Amanda Nunes as it is with Claressa Shields, okay? So she's up against time when it comes to the Amanda Nunes fight. Amanda Nunes, she has, acknowledged the fact that Claressa Shields is a possibility down the road. She's 32 years of age, okay? So Claressa Shields, 26, she has far more time than Amanda Nunes does, okay? But Claressa Shields, if she's fast-tracked and if she's able to, pick up quickly, we could see Amanda Nunes, Claressa Shields in the next year or so, okay? Claressa Shields says she wants to do a boxing match, MMA match, boxing match, MMA match. She wants to mix it up, and she's going to get paid handsomely to do so, not to mention the attention that she's going to garner going into the octagon in her prime. There was a lot of boxers, male boxers and female boxers, more kickboxers that had the success in the mixed martial arts because the discipline is similar, okay? When you're talking about pure boxers that go into MMA, mixed martial arts, they don't do so well. They don't transition very well, right? But they're always older. They're always far past their prime, never in their absolute prime. This is a whole different scenario as Claressa Shields in her absolute prime of her career. She's only 26 years of age. She's actually not even hit her prime yet. And she's very disciplined outside the ring, in between fights. She's very focused and she's very motivated. So it's a completely different story for Claressa Shields. I'm definitely of the mindset that she can learn enough to be able to compete with Amanda Nunes because Amanda Nunes, her specialty is striking. That's Claressa Shields' specialty, obviously, being in boxing. As long as she can defend herself from takedowns and defend herself from submissions and understand how to get up off the canvas, understand what her opponent is looking to do, she can be successful. Is there a guarantee that she'll beat Amanda Nunes? Obviously not, as this is Amanda Nunes' wheelhouse, right? This is what she do. This is her backyard. Now, there was talk that Amanda Nunes, Claressa Shields may sometime down the line do a 1-1. where they'll have a mixed martial arts fight and they'll have a boxing match, 1-on-1. It would do huge numbers, absolutely huge. So this is huge news to see Claressa Shields making her debut June 10th with opponent to be announced, headlining the card for PFL Professional Fight League in Atlantic City June 10th. Can't wait. But make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Hey, this is Ebony Bridges, Blonde Bomber, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.